What's up, brand builders? Stephen Horahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to get more clients who value brand strategy so you can leave the logo shoppers behind and start working with clients who value their brand. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want to build brands that go beyond the visuals using strategy, psychology, and creative thinking, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to fast track your results, make sure you grab the Pro Brand Strategy Blueprint. It's a free download and the link is in the description. Now, when you make the jump to offering brand strategy services, you can't expect to hit the ground running and for everything to go smoothly. Chances are you're going to come across some challenges that you're going to need to overcome. As the old saying goes, you cannot make an omelette without breaking some eggs, and you cannot grow without overcoming some challenges. And when it comes to brand strategy, one of the first challenges you'll come across is finding clients who value what you do. So how do you find high-paying clients? Well, as you begin to offer brand strategy services and as you provide more and more services to your clients, you'll build your reputation as a brand strategist, and that will lead to more opportunities. The more strategies you provide for your clients, the more happy clients you build, the more testimonials you get, and that leads into more happy clients and more testimonials. And ultimately, that leads to bigger clients and bigger brands who value strategy and are prepared to pay for it as well. Now, of course, that's all well and good, and that might be way down the path, but what about right now? What if you're dealing with clients who just don't get strategy? And chances are that's who you're dealing with. You're getting inquiries for people looking for brand identity services, and they just don't get the value of strategy, and they don't see why they should pay 2, 3, 4 times more for a brand including a strategy when they can pay a lot less for a brand identity. Now, the reality is it's your job now to shift their value perspective so that they see the value in what you do. Now, I got a question in the Facebook group the other day, and it went something like this. I'm getting inquiries from people who don't get brand strategy. Should I forget about them and try and find clients who do? And look, the reality is there is a massive education gap out there in the market, and 95% of clients that you come across won't get strategy. They simply won't get the value of what you offer, and you are years and years ahead of those entrepreneurs in terms of the education that you have and the understanding of branding that you have. Now, of course, if you are getting high-paying clients that understand the value of strategy and they're prepared to pay for it, then by all means, go after those clients. But if you're getting inquiries from logo shoppers or brand identity design shoppers looking for those types of services and they don't see the value of brand strategy, then it is your job to shift their value perspective so they understand what brand strategy is all about. They see the value in it, and ultimately they understand why they should invest in your premium service. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and the notification bell will let you know when I release new videos just like this. Step number 1, create a lead generation system. Now, this step is all about creating those leads, because without leads, you don't have any perspectives to shift. So you need to understand where you're going to create those leads from and develop a system to do so. Now, your strategy will really depend on your niche because every strategy is different. And this is a bit of a hint here. If you don't have a niche, if you haven't positioned yourself, then you need to do that. So define exactly who your audience is and where they're congregating. Are they hanging out on LinkedIn? Are they hanging out on Facebook or YouTube? Or are they searching for information on Google? Find out where they're congregating and then define the way that you're going to use to get in front of them. And when you do, make sure you have a compelling offer for them to take action. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into lead generation funnels here, but if you want to learn more about generating leads, then I'll leave a link in the description below to that video. Step number 2, keep it about business. Now, chances are if your inquiry is coming to you looking for a logo, they're probably going to jump straight into visuals, but don't get sucked into that trap. You want to keep it all about the business. You want to talk to your client, to your prospect about their business and ask business related questions. So ask them about their business model, about their industry, about their audience and their competitors and their market landscape. So make sure you keep it about that business and don't get sucked into talking about visuals. And if you do that, you will command a sense of authority simply by asking those questions. Your prospect will see you in a different light. They'll see you that you're all about business, you're not about the visuals, and chances are there's more to you than just pixels. Step number 3, get them excited about their vision. So once you've taken the time to discuss their business, now you want to shift the conversation to get them excited. Get them excited about the business that they're building and ask them about their vision. Now, nobody starts a brand, nobody starts a business with the idea of failure. They start a business with the idea of success. And that's what you want to tap into. You want to tap into their idea of success and the excitement and emotions that lie behind that. So ask them where they see this business going, where they see their brand going in the next 5 to 10 years, and what life will look like. And that will really draw out their excitement and get them really excited about the possibilities for their brand. Step number 4, ask more advanced questions. So you've got them opening up about their business. You've got them opening up about the vision for their business. And now you want to highlight their plan to get their business from A to B. Now, chances are there are going to be some gaps in that plan, because that plan is also known as their strategy. And if they're coming to you looking for a logo design, chances are they don't have a strategy. Now, you don't need to tell them that they need a strategy. You don't need to tell them that there are gaps in their thinking, but asking them simple questions about the difference they're going to make in the market, their positioning strategy, or their plan to get their brand from A to B. They'll see it themselves. They'll see that there's gaps in their thinking, and that will open them up to the idea that maybe there's more to know. Step number 5, complement and pivot. Now, the first part of this step is very important. You want to compliment them. You want to compliment them on where they've gotten up to at this point, because you're about to pivot. You're about to pivot into an area that they didn't expect to go. Now, before you do that, if you compliment them, that will let them know that you're on the same page. It'll let them know that you understand their business idea, their business model, and where they want to take that. And even knowing this information, you're then going to tell them that you can help them. So it's really important to compliment them on where they've gotten their idea to up until this point, and then pivot into the fact that you believe that you can help them, but you need to know more. You need to know exactly who their audience is. You need to know exactly who their competitors are in order to find gaps in the market, so you can define a plan on which to build their brand. And number 6, provide a low commitment offer. Now, you've taken them through a journey up until this point, and all of a sudden you're in a conversation about brand strategy. And previously, chances are, if you were getting logo design inquiries, you were not getting to this point where you were having this back and forth about strategy. But at this point, just because you're having that conversation about strategy doesn't mean all of a sudden your prospect is going to be prepared to go all in on a $30,000 brand strategy or even a $10,000 brand strategy. You need to provide them an easy way to come on board, and that comes in the form of a low commitment offer. Give them a simple commitment that they can take to move towards becoming a customer, and it will make the decision far easier. And an example of this might be a brand audit. Now, you'll notice that throughout all of those steps, I didn't mention strategy at all. And the reason that I didn't mention strategy is that it tends to scare off prospects. The minute you mention strategy, they get confused, and they also hear higher prices. And if that's what you lead with, then you're likely going to get pushback. You want to keep the language as simple as possible. You want to empathize with their situation, show them that you understand, show them that you understand where they want to go, and to show them that you know how to get them there. If you do that in simple language and you have that conversation to bring them along one step at a time, then that is a seamless conversation of turning a logo shopper into a strategy client. Now, you'll remember the first step of this strategy was to create that lead generation system. But the first step before that is to understand exactly who your customer is and the journey they're on. If you want to learn how to map your customer journey, then this video will help you out. Until next time, brand like a master, and I'll see you in the next video.